So we're back on another walk, and this time we're in Mallorca doing the GR221 walk. So the GR221 walk starts in Port d'Andratx in the south and it goes up to Port de Pollença in the north of the island and follows the mountain range, the Tramuntana mountains in between. But we decided, because it was winter in England and we were getting a little bit sad, that we are just going to do a week cheeky trip over to Mallorca. So we decided to start in Sant, which is about a day's walk if you're going to walk right from the beginning from Port d'Andratx, and then we're going to stop at Lluc, which there's a monastery, Santuario de Lluc it's called. There's a big monastery and you can stay in it, and it's like a day's walk from the end. So we've cut a day off the beginning and the end. Now this time the trip is pretty exciting because there's no like hostels or places to stay for the first couple of days. And we decided, what did we decide, Paul?
Just play it by ear.
We decided to play it by ear and buy ourselves bivvy bags. I've never slept in a bivvy bag before. Have you ever slept in a bivvy bag before?
No.
What do we know about bivvy bags?
Complete experts as usual.
We know nothing about bivvy bags really. So we bought these two bivvy bags. They're both exactly the same. And tonight's going to be the first night that we sleep in a bivvy bag. And of course, because, you know, we're like total experts and we've planned this like carefully, the weather is supposed to be literally like 1 degree tonight. So hopefully we won't get too cold. I don't know. But anyway, look at this beautiful path we've got to follow. We're at the beginning of the walk. We just left Sant behind after an amazing lunch. And now we go up into the forest and up into the mountain. Well, I'm not sure it's that high for the first couple of days. But we go up and then just get as far as we can. It's like 2 o'clock now in the afternoon. We're going to see how far we get. I think sunset's around 6 o'clock. And then we'll take it from there. Just came across this sign to La Trapa. La Trapa is like the first little area. It's an abandoned monastery we get to. We've been following these like little red daubs of paint on trees. They've been showing us the way to go with arrows. It's already getting a little bit steep, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, and at the moment we're carrying our heaviest weight because we're at the start of the trip, so we've got all our food. I mean, we're taking extra water today because we've got to survive for 2 days at least.
Yeah, we don't actually know like where we're going to get the next lot of water from. It might be possible to get some in a place called Ses Fontanelles, which we may or may not get to today, but as Paul says, we're just loaded up right now. So, and of course we're not very fit from being like the end of the winter. Haven't really done a lot of trips. Right, onwards?
Yep.
Okay. So we've just been doing this scramble up. There's this really steep bit here. We've got to go up that bit, but we've just been scrambling up these rocks behind Paul around the corner there, these sort of boulders. I mean, Paul just like just walks up this really steep rock. I was quite impressed. But look at the view we've got now, it's amazing. Down there you can see Sant, I suppose. Is that Sant?
Yeah, I think so.
Hard to tell. Yeah, there's that little tiny island. I think that's just in front of Sant. Gorgeous, it's so peaceful.
That bay there, that's all Sant there.
Yeah. So we've got a place almost to ourselves. We just came across some other hikers, some Mallorquin guys, and they told us that the hardest bit is up this bit, and then when we get over the top, it's down to La Trapa. La Trapa is like our first kind of waypoint that we're heading for. That was basically the minimum that I wanted to do today. So when we've got there, I'll feel happy that we can just stop wherever after that. And we're just going to keep going and see how we feel. So we just made it to La Trappa, and they've got a map here. So there's La Trappa, that's where we are right now. And we started in Sant Elm, which is also known as Sant Elmo. I think Sant Elmo perhaps in Mallorquin, Sant Elm in Spanish, or the other way around possibly. So awesome work. Now let me just show you what La Trappa actually looks like. We haven't really made it to quite down, but it's an abandoned monastery. It looks like they've got some scaffolding on it to support it, little buildings. It's actually legal to camp here. You can get a permit from the local council. We're not planning on sleeping here, so we didn't do that. But just so you know, wild camping in Mallorca is not really permitted. There's, as far as I know, about 2 or 3 campsites, mainly around the Lluc area, which is at the end of our hike. But just watch out for landowners if you're going to wild camp, because a lot of them don't really like it. So that's kind of why we're bivvying, because we're thinking if you don't put pegs in the ground, people aren't so hung up on the thing. You look less permanent, and it's a lot easier to leave if you don't actually have anything attached to the ground.
This house looks nice.
So this part of the route is really well signposted. It looks like they put brand new signs in. We've seen quite a few of these with the red and white stripes on them. Plus we get little cairns, little piles of rock. I'll show you one when we come across one next time. And the markings on the rocks as well. They put the little red markings with the paint. So it's actually quite easy to find the path most of the time. There's a family of goats here. So we just came across this signpost. So La Trappa 1.9 k's. We just did that. The Mirador Josep Sastre is that way. Apparently 5 minutes over there, behind Paul. And then the path continues on to Col de Sagramola. So right now we're really looking for a place where we can put our bivvy bags for the night and enjoy the sunset, you know, and have a nice dinner, get cozy. It's so peaceful. The moon, it's full moon today, and the moon is coming up behind us over there. I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro. It's so peaceful. There's no wind now at all. It's just completely died off. This is actually quite a nice flat area. What do you think, Paul? Should we check it out?
Yeah, let's go and see over there. See.
Have a look at the Mirador. The Mirador, by the way, people, is a lookout place where you can enjoy a pretty view. Gorgeous. We've got Dragonera, the island of Dragonera. Looks like the sun's just going to set right behind it. So here's the Mirador. Whoa, it's such a long way down. Oh my god, this is an amazing spot. Keep seeing little birds fly around. What's that little bird in there, I think, rustling around? We've just come over the hill and got this whole other vista just opened up to us. So pretty. Paul's off exploring. I'm going to go with him to try and find us a little place for the bivvies. We're hoping that somewhere around here, because it's going to get dark in about 10 minutes. So first night in the bivvy bags, which was quite an adventure. It was actually quite cold, but it's now like 7:30 in the morning. I think it's quite condensation-y inside as well. I'll have to check when it gets a bit lighter. But as you can see, the sun's starting to come up behind me. So time to pack up. Look at this view. It's now 9:10 in the morning. We've been walking along and slowly warming up, which is good. Still looking for a place that we can stop and have some breakfast, but we want to just finish off this trail bit because it's quite rocky. There's not that many places where, unless you actually stop on the path. And also we didn't want to get cold because it's still a bit fresh. Last night was probably about 2 or 3 degrees. We both got really cold in the bivvies, so we've been trying to warm ourselves up. My feet are still a little bit icy even after we've been walking for half an hour, so gives you an idea. But it's so peaceful and beautiful. The sea's quite calm. So this is an example of a cairn. I said I was going to show you one. There's a little pile of rocks that indicates the way. This is a very cute small one. Sometimes they can be absolutely massive though. So if you see one of those, you know you're definitely, well, on a path, if not the path. So we found ourselves a nice little place to stop here. Just on a junction, there's a little sign over there. We've got to go left after this. Little casita, little house there. Paul's just sorting his things out and taking off a few layers. And I'm on breakfast duty. So today we're having, Paul's going to have a cinnamon temp meals, and I've got this sort of homemade thing with apple and oats that I made up myself with some dried fruit and things in it. So we're on a bit of a road stretch now for a couple of miles. Hola. Hola. Cars are going pretty fast on this bit, and there's nowhere for us to walk that isn't on the road. So I'd be glad to get this bit over. That one's not going very fast. The others were. Right, so we've reached the turning to Ses Fontanelles. This is where we have to kind of double back, go down this lane here.
Maybe it's just because they get so many people doing it.
Probably, because there's nowhere else to get water. So we just got told off by a lady upstairs for using the kitchen. But it seems okay to buy water. This is ridiculously friendly cat to greet us. water, €1. I just bought ourselves a couple of these bottles, and hopefully that'll see us all the way to Esteyենք. It says there Esteyենք is 5 hours walk away, so it's doable today. I think it's about, what is it, 12:15 now, so we can reach that in daylight if we don't stop too much. So we're just scrambling up the side of this hill. We're just around the back of Ces Fontanelles now. It's pretty rugged underfoot, as you can see. There's lots of rocks, and sometimes we lose the path, so you have to really watch out for the cairns and any little signs that you see. We're using our GPS. Paul's, oh god, Paul's stuck. Paul's using his GPS watch, and I've got my phone, but sometimes it finds the signal a bit hard to pick up. You're using your Garmin watch, aren't you?
Yeah, it seems to be doing the right thing.
Yeah, eventually. Down there it said 5 hours to Esteyենք, and because we were so cold last night in the bivvy bag, we're actually thinking whether to get, if we can make it to Esteyենք today, try and find some accommodation there, or maybe go to the hostel that's just before the town, so that we don't get so cold, because then we're going to be a bit higher up. It's probably going to be a bit colder tonight, so fingers crossed, and we need to just keep moving forwards at the moment to see where we can get to. Thai green curry from Tent Mills for lunch. We managed to get to the top of this section, so stopped here for a little break. It's a nice flat bit to sit on. Horse is joining me. Looks like we're getting more into the woodland section now, thank goodness. It's been hard walking back there. So we're following the GPX file, and it's telling us to go up here. I mean, this is like serious rock climbing. I'm not a rock climber. This is not like a walk in the park for someone that's on their first hike. We've just been scrambling up. If you can see behind me, like, it's been really, really tough. This is not something that you want to really attempt with a backpack on. I'm slightly skeptical that we're on the right route, but Paul's just gone up ahead to investigate and find out if it's actually the route or a kind of waypoint where you just get a nice view and then you come back again, which it could be. But his GPX file on the actual watch says that it continues on for the route up here, so I hope it does, because I really actually don't want to go back down now. It'd be very difficult to get down. I've either got to go scrambling up or scrambling down. Oh, he's coming back. What does it look like? Does it look like a path?
So there's cairns up there.
Okay. Fine.
It's a lot harder to come down than it is to go up.
Oh, we'll stay there then. Okay, my turn. I think I made it up the top. Paul's been a real sweetie. He's gone back to get my bag so that I could just come up. because you need both your hands. I'm imagining that there has to be an alternate route to this. I hope so, because it sort of shuts the route off to people that don't have the rock climbing ability. I hardly say that we do, to be fair. Look at him, he's like a goat, mountain goat. It's hard with the rucksack as well, you've got to like squeeze it through places. You're amazing. Thank you so much. So he's just had a walk in the park.
It's quite hard.
That's crazy, isn't it? You can hear the stove before you see it. Paul's sorting the dinners out for us. Just getting ourselves sorted here. So, we just arrived a minute ago at the Refugio Sa Coma del Vidal, it's called. And it looks completely dead. It's not open, there's no one here. I don't know what the story of this one is. I have a feeling this might be the one for groups and you have to book it in advance. We didn't try to book it, and we tried just up the hill there, but there's no like reception here at all, because we weren't sure. We were sort of half thinking we might just carry on to SD Yank. But according to this sign here, SD Yank is 2 hours and 10 minutes away. And to be honest, I mean, look at that light on the mountain, that's beautiful. We've got picnic tables over here, which is a luxury. So I think what we're going to do, there's nice flat grass around the back. We're going to just sleep in the bivvy bags around the back. It means that we've got an extra 2 hours to do tomorrow, but that's okay. The track looks fairly easy as well. So hopefully we can have a good night of sleep. Going to get some fuel in us, hang out here for a little bit, and then we can set our bivvy bags up and yeah, have a really restful evening. It's been a hard day today, lots of climbing. I know my legs feel quite tired. They were actually shaking at one point earlier. That's how unfit I've got over winter. But hopefully we can do some stretches so that we don't ache too much in the morning. Take our magnesium tablet, which I've started taking before I go to bed, because apparently it helps you sleep better and repair your muscles while you're sleeping. So, don't know, hopefully that's true. And see you tomorrow. So this is our little bivvy setup. We've come around the back of the building, and there's this ledge, little overhang bit, so it's going to protect us from the dew. Sort of little garden bit at the back here. This is me. I'm all set up. I've got my one up here, got my thermalist, and I've got a silk liner to try and keep a bit warmer. This is my merino wool t-shirt that I'm going to put on later, and a down sleeping bag, which is supposed to have a waterproof cover on it. There was quite a lot of condensation last night in the bivvy, even though I kept the mosquito net open at the end. So we've got these outdoor research bivvy bags, and they actually, I haven't put the pole up yet, but it's got a little pole that goes in here, and it keeps it up away from your face, which is brilliant. It helps it feel slightly less claustrophobic. Paul's got exactly the same setup as me. He's just there cleaning his teeth and stuff. So today is day 3, and we've just left the Refugio. We didn't stay inside because it was closed, as you know, but we slept around the back and had a really good night of sleep. So now we've just been following the track that you can see behind me, and we've just come over this hump to this beautiful morning view. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, so the sun just came up. I think it's come up. Yeah, it has come up about 10 minutes or so ago. And we're going to follow this down into SD Yank, where hopefully we're going to meet a friend of mine today. Although there's no phone reception here, so I couldn't contact her, but we'll find out if that's possible. And hopefully my wind muff on my GoPro is working. So we're feeling super chuffed with ourselves because we just found a little shortcut. I've got the Cicerone book, the guidebook to the GR221 on my phone, and it was talking about a little shortcut to get to, well, so we didn't have to do any more road walking basically, and we actually managed to find the shortcut and it worked. Yes! So it just came like through the trees, popped out at the side, and we're back now on this really nice little lane, which is going to take us into Lluc in the next probably hour, I think. There's a little shop there called Un poc de tot, which means a little bit of everything. And they do have a little bit of everything, don't they?
Yeah, it's a good shop, that.
That's great.
Nice coffee as well.
We found this lovely little place to stop. They don't have any cafes open, it's Sunday today. Look, it's sculpture. So we've got some snacks and we got ourselves a ridiculously strong Spanish coffee. And some nice little, do you want to just show what we've got? The snacks. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some little biscuits and we managed to find some kind of little bars, I guess. We've got tomato and oregano. And I don't know, that's like some hazelnut thing. And we've got fresh oranges, yes! It's gonna be yummy.
Orange tree right there.
Oh yeah, there's orange trees everywhere, all around. And lemon trees as well. Oh yeah, we've got some apple juice as well. That was about it, I think. Anything else? Oh yeah, and some peanuts.
And almonds.
So apparently Banyalbufar is about 2.5 hours walk away according to the sign, which we know they lie, don't they, the signs. But we should be able to get there for lunch, so we've just got snacks and like more breakfasty things just in case we take absolutely ages to get there. So going to enjoy our snacks in this really pretty little place. So there's lots of carob trees on the route. You can see them on the floor. We get carob powder back here. Oh, that's a little bit moth-eaten, that one. But if you find nice ones, you can actually eat them. They've got very, very hard like pips in the middle, but you can eat round the edges of them. You sort of nibble the edges away. They're a little bit like soft around the edge. And they taste like, well, they taste like carob. Everyone says chocolate, but they actually don't really taste like chocolate. It just kind of looks similar when you buy it in powdered form. But a good source of nutrients. So we're just coming into Banyalbufar. The sun is still shining for us, but the weather is definitely changing. You can see the white horses on the sea. Wow, that's a nice view. So I keep telling Paul about almond blossom being out in full bloom at the moment, but we haven't hardly seen any almond trees. But here is one, and there's the almond blossom all out in bloom. Lovely. Just coming into Banyalbufar, we can see a restaurant over there that looks open. It's gorgeous terraces. They've got the black sheep on one down there. The citrus trees. And the terraces, like imagine the amount of work that would have gone in to make all of those. It's crazy. Hey. Oh. Hi. Oh, you're a sweetie, aren't you? You want to nibble me? Okay. We just saw these two little Shetland ponies down the hill. One of them Dalmatian coloured, and I thought I was videoing and then realised afterwards that I actually wasn't videoing at all. So here's the next best thing. He's quite a beauty, isn't he? You sweet? Yes you are. We're just coming out of the village of Banyalbufar after an amazing lunch. So now we got to do the climb coming out up here. Oh wow. Hola.
Hola.
There's a lot of Mallorquin families out walking today. It's Sunday, so it's like a family day. They're all in the restaurant having paella. We had an amazing lunch. Had a little chat to the lady there. She was telling us how difficult it's been to get through the pandemic. She had to close for 6 months. But they survived, they're a family business. So a little bit further along, once we've got through this bit, we follow what they call the post route, which is a kind of cobble path that connects Banyalbufar with the Spoolers. And they used to use obviously for the post back in the day. Got about 3 hours of daylight left. Takes about 3 hours to get there, so that's good. Gorgeous afternoon. I love hearing all those local sounds like the cockerel. It's like a different kind of cockerel sound to what you hear back home. Don't you think, Paul?
Yeah.
They have like...
It's got a Spanish accent.
Got to negotiate this tree. Looks freshly fallen, look. All fresh earth. Wonder when that came down. It was a bit windy last night. Proper big pine tree, isn't it?
Yeah,
or is it?
it's huge.
Right, how are we going to do this then? Over the roots or over the trunk? I think the roots might be a best bet, do you think?
Roots are easier.
Alright, come on then. You want to go first? Or shall I go first?
You go first. Are you recording it?
Yeah. I haven't even seen any footprints. It's like the first piece of the bare foot. So we've reached this really cool cobble section, which I think is the old road that they used to use for delivering the post. Look how cool that is. So here's one of the walls that gives the route its name, the dry stone wall route. But look, they're rebuilding a section, and here they've got all the stones. And it looks like they're going to rebuild this section here. It's quite a lot of work. It's literally just earth and stones, and they have to put them all together in a way that there's not really any spaces between them too much, so it makes it solid and stays for a really long time. It's quite a special skill set. But today's Sunday, so I guess they're having a day off. So we've been walking uphill for quite a long time now. An hour of uphill, which is why we're going so slowly. looking forward to it levelling out a little bit so that we can speed up a bit. But it's so pretty this afternoon. Just the perfect temperature for walking. It's a nice light. Peaceful. There's a lot of oak trees around. They're not like the oak trees that we see at home though, they're called holm oaks, so they have a different leaf shape. Let me see if I can find one. That's one. I just come across this Casa de Nieve. It's like a pit that they used to use for collecting the snow in, so that they could take the ice down to the towns. This looks like they're a ruin of one. Going for this really pretty oak forest at the moment. Very nice. So now I think we've done most of the uphill. We've just been looking at the map and we've done most of the hard climbing, I think, now. So it should be going reasonably down now into Espores, which is good. So this is Espores. Hotel Espores. In fact, that is our hotel.
Oh, that's good.
Hostal de Espores. That was good. So we just literally popped off the trail, which came from up there. And in the morning, look, we're right on the route. There's a sign. Col de Baseta in the morning. Lovely. Go and get checked in then, I suppose.
Yep.
Cool. So that's the view from our hotel room. We're in Espores in the hostel. We had an amazing dinner with Anna last night. I didn't get to film it because we were so tired and I had to put my GoPro on charge. We've just been having debates because the weather forecast has been changing and it's looking like it's going to be pretty stormy for the next couple of days. And we are a bit concerned because we're going to go like right up into the high mountains now, that we don't want to get caught out by thunderstorms and, you know, torrential rain that makes the rocks slippy and it'll make it very dangerous. So we've been looking at other options. Let me show you the map here. So we're in Espores, which is here. Now you can see how it's like color coded. So the more like pink it goes, the higher the mountain. So this is a high area. This is the big sort of high mountain area that we're most concerned about going on in bad weather. So we're trying to plan our days. So today we're supposed to have gone from Espores to Valdemossa to Daya, but to go to Daya you have to go over this quite high mountain area. So what we've decided to do is we're just going to go to Valdemossa today. It's supposed to be very, very high winds, and I think because this is quite a low route through mostly woodlands, we're going to be protected and fine to get to Valdemossa. Now Anna lives in Bagnola and she's offered that we can stay at her place tonight. So that's probably what we're going to do because we don't have accommodation. We were supposed to be sleeping in the bivvy-backs. So we're probably going to go back to Bagnola but just get like a bus to get to hers. And then in the morning we can check the weather forecast again and we can either go back to Valdemossa and walk the low route round to Daya so we can avoid the high route if it's still bad weather, or we can indeed go via the high route if it looks okay. And then the next day we're supposed to be going to Sóller. We're probably going to end up sleeping at Anna's place again because we don't have accommodation there, but that's easy because there's a direct bus that goes from Sóller to Bagnola. And then we're going to have to just make a call on the last couple of days because this is the hostel we're booked in for Wednesday night. It's now Monday. And then over the page, we're going from Tossaldsverds to Lluc, and that's where we finish. And that goes over a very high mountain
It's like 1,200 on the bit that we are going to be walking on. So this is very, very exposed, and we do not want it to be crazy weather on this section. Preferably not on this section either. We've got like 2 very, very high up days there.
So we're finally turning off the little road that we've come out of Espoules on and heading up to Col de Sabaceta, which is up here. There's a lot of damage on the trees. It looks like it's been really damaged by a heavy storm or something. A lot of broken branches and trees. So now we go up, and if I remember rightly, we go to a kind of woodland area. So it should be quite protected from the wind. It's already started to rain a little bit, like little spitty rain, and you can hear that there's a lot of wind higher up. You can hear the trees. So, but hopefully we'll be fine today and it won't cause us any problems. So we've just been going up this really steep part of the walk towards Valdemossa. It's very windy, it keeps raining on and off, but it's all good. We've met this girl, this German girl called Leah that we're walking with at the moment. And so it's nice to have a little bit of extra eyes on the GPS, check the route, because we went lost at the bottom there a little bit. It's a little bit wild today. We're going to do the same thing, I think, as what she's going to do, and skip the part between Valdemossa and Dea, because that's really high, and if it's bad weather and it's foggy up there, you just can't see where the path is. So we're going to bail out at Valdemossa, but enjoy the village before we do, and then probably rejoin later on, but we don't know where yet. So this is Valdemossa through the mist. We just caught a first glimpse of it. It's very misty. I think we're making the right choice not to go over that mountain in the back. We'd basically be walking through thick cloud, wouldn't we? We're both starting to get hungry now. Looking forward to going to a cafe and eating some nice cake and hot chocolate. Good morning, it's the beginning of day 5. There's a lot of traffic here. We're now standing in Bagnolo on the main road, waiting for a bus to take us to Sóller, and then we're going to get a bus from Sóller to Dea, because we stayed with Anna last night, which was lovely. Just had some simple pasta with her, and sleeping in a nice warm bed is much better than a freezing cold bivvy. And it continuously rained all night, so didn't mind missing that, to be fair. So today it's supposed to carry on raining. We've got a tiny little gap in the clouds now. You can just see a little bit of the blue sky behind me there. But it's supposed to rain and rain and rain and rain all day. But we don't have too much of a bad walk. It's like quite level, so it should be pretty all right and not dangerous at all or anything like that. And the wind has also dropped off, which is a big plus. Still pretty fresh though, as you can see. We're all wrapped up. Got our gear on. Paul's just here with me now. The bus is late, but that's all part of it, and hopefully we'll soon be on our way. Alright, so we've started the route from Daya. We are in Daya down here. We're at this red dot. And we're going to go up here. Where is Sawyer? Sawyer's not quite on this map, but we go around here and round, and that's Sawyer going just off the map there. And it's right down here. There's some beautiful old olive trees. We're starting to see a lot more like thicker olive trees. Got a few down here. Apart from the rain, but it's beautiful anyway. So it's lunchtime, and today we're going to have, well, I'm going to have Moroccan main meal by Tent Meals. And what are you having, Paul? Do you know?
The same, I think. Yeah, the Moroccan one.
Moroccan one. It's got nice chunks of mango in it. Yummy. We've just been doing the uphill. It's only 340 meters of ascent today, and I think we've done most of that already. It feels like we've been very lucky with the weather. It's started to grey over again now, but it's basically been quite good and sunny, which is a relief because the forecast said it was going to be 100% rain most of the day. But it's so localised, you know, when you get, if you look at the forecast for Daya and the forecast for Sawyer, it changes, and everywhere in between is very local weather system seems to be happening. So we're really happy. We're having a lovely day. They're looking a bit cloudy up there. So we're just following this road for quite a while, but now we're nearly at the turning. We got a little bit lost. Not really lost. There's like a shortcut. You kind of do like an N shape over to get to Sawyer, and we missed the turning and just did the like cut across bit. So we almost just got to Sawyer, but then no. So we got to do the proper route. So we turned back, joined the GR221 again. And now we're doing the kind of N-shaped loopy bit round, which is fine because we've got plenty of time today, and we're going to meet some friends in Sawyer for dinner later, and not until 7 p.m. So we've got quite a lot of time to kill. So we might as well just do the proper route. It's beautiful scenery, and we've been quite lucky that it hasn't been raining that much. A few spots, but nothing to worry about. I mean, look at that for a view. It's gorgeous. All the soft pine trees and some random clanking noise. Oh, there's the sheep down there. There he is. Can you see him? He's standing still now, looking at us. Ah.
Beautiful creature.
Let me give him a little stroke. He's so cute. Really big long ears. They have massive ears, don't they?
I'm getting my gloves off.
Oh, but
Getting
you just keep your
excited.
glove on.
I can't get my glove out of the thing, they're getting excited.
Hey? No? Can I stroke you? You're gonna try and bite me. We've just caught sight of Port de Soyer, which is rather lovely. The sky's now lifted, the rain's stopped again, and we've got a bit of sun. Looks glorious, doesn't it? This is Soyer. We're almost there.
There's a GoPro.
It's a GoPro, yeah. Finally we get dinner. It's day 6 and we have just left Soyer behind us. We stayed with Anna last night again, which was great. As you can tell, it's raining yet again. And so now we're heading towards Binirach, starting to go up into the mountains again. And today's going to be a reasonably long walking day for us. So we're keen to get to Tossalsves before the sun goes down at 6 o'clock. So we started at 9, so we should have plenty of time to do that, hopefully. And the weather forecast, it's pretty grim right now, but it's all supposed to be clearing up. I hope that's true and accurate, because when we get high, it's not going to be pleasant if it's raining and windy. So we made it over the top and now we've got a different view. That, gosh, where's that going to be? On the coast there. That might be Poyensa actually, possibly by the sea. So now we're following still up. We've been doing a lot of up actually. We just stopped for a nice sandwich. It's been up, 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 up the whole time, so it's pretty tiring, quite steep. We're now about actually about 1 kilometre high, I think, about 1,000 meters. So we've done pretty well. Keep moving. It's getting very cold though. That's why you can tell that the temperature changes a lot when you go up high. I'm surprised there's still trees growing up here, but it's quite sheltered in between the mountains here, so it's nice. And we've got a bit of sun finally, which will help to warm things up hopefully. So next stop is the reservoir of Kuber. We just saw a sign back there that said it's about 2 hours away, so we've still got some walking. I had it in my head that it was about like 10 minutes away or something like that. It's not the case. The path has turned into a little bit of a stream here. Look at this. That's Puigmayor, the mountain with the snow on it in the back there. That's the highest mountain on Mallorca, and there is the reservoir of Kuber that we can see down below. That's where we're aiming for now. So there's a bit of snow on the other mountain over there, I can see, but we're not going up Puigmayor, thank goodness. Beautiful. Oh dear. No. And you shouldn't go behind them, should you? Oh no. No, no. I think you can smell something. They're a bit scary when they get on you. So we just come across this section where you basically have to get your feet wet to get across. Paul's managed to step on some stones which got him across alright. But I think I'm going to take my shoes off because mine are definitely going to get wet. But I've got my Crocs in my bag, so I'm just going to put my Crocs on and then walk across. For a nice brew. Is it ready? The view just keeps getting better and better. You can now see another reservoir over there as well. Having these mountains in front of you just makes you feel absolutely tiny. So we just came over through this little gap in the wall now. Got a completely different view of the other side of the island. You can see Paul down there making his way down. It looks like a little path across the bottom there. Whew, so we're about an hour away, I think. Starting to get very tired legs, that's for sure. I'm feeling a little bit wiped out now, but all is well. So we've got another path that's like a stream. The water started again. Following it along, it's quite tricky walking. You have to really concentrate where to put your feet all the time. Obviously it's a bit slippery with all the water. Things seem to be escalating a little bit with the water. There's a lot more water on the path now. I think I'm going to have to put the GoPro down. I need both hands to get across here. The scenery's changing a lot. On the other side of there, there's a little tunnel that goes through that section. It's starting to rain again. We're almost at Pass Lease, which is presumably just around the corner. Not really sure what that's going to entail just yet. I've heard rumours that it's tricky to get across that bit. So this is like quite technical walking. It challenges your brain, you know. You have to really concentrate about where to put your feet so you don't fall or slip. Because of the rain, it's been a bit muddy in places too, and then the mud sticks to your boots and makes you slip on the rocks. I'm still on track, that's good.
Right, this is it.
Is this it? Ah, there's a chain on the wall.
Train, you got to take the poles off.
Oh, that's not too bad. I was expecting something a lot more challenging and water-based.
Tricky,
Well, tricky but still doable, right?
yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we made it. Can you see there's chains attached to the wall there? And it's very tricky. You have to go round down to the left. We're a little bit shaky leg now, but it's okay. We made it. Just need to make sure I'm okay on this last bit. Luckily it wasn't a big waterfall that we had to go through or something horrible. And we're now about halfway from the road from Kuber, from the end of the reservoir to Tossals Verds, and they said there that it was going to take 1 hour 50 minutes from the end of the reservoir, and it's now 5:30, which is exactly 1 hour 50 minutes, and we're halfway, and it gets dark in about 40 minutes, and now it's raining as well. Hopefully the path will get easier now and we can speed up a little bit. It's been such slow walking with all the ups and downs and trying to find footholds. It's like quite exhausting as well. Right, I'm gonna have to put my waterproof on now because my down jacket's gonna get wet and I do not want that. Sun's going down, got a little bit of a haze. It's stopped raining now at least. By the way, so there's two routes to get to Tossals Verds. If you're a bit scared of heights, I really recommend the other route. From what I remember having done it, the other route is a bit more like woodland paths, flat. It's a lot longer because you have to go all the way around, but it's quite easy walking. And I think we should have gone that way today as well. Oops. Oh well, never mind. It's been an adventure, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting.
And we're much stronger, you know, than we thought we were, which is a bonus because we needed it today, that's for sure. This is Tossals Verds Refugio, finally at 10 to 7. Wow, that was difficult. Paul's doing his feet for tomorrow. Okay, so this is where we are right now, where we stayed. That's the route that we came in on yesterday, and then today we need to follow this up. And it doesn't have exactly where we're going on here, but that goes towards Lluc, and it's our last day. So it's saying here, oh, it doesn't have, oh, Solemer, yeah, that's Lluc. So that's 5 hours 15 minutes walk it's suggesting. Although I think we're going to take probably quite a lot longer than that, because it says 6 hours in my book. Yesterday said 6.5 hours and it took us 10 hours. So yeah, that kind of tells you everything you need to know, really, doesn't it? I'm just waiting for Paul to get ready. He's going to come out soon and then we'll be off. Another fantastic view. You can see pretty much, actually I think I can see the sea on the other side of the island there. This is looking east. I think it's east anyway. Just started raining a tiny bit. Still some blue sky there, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. It's pretty fresh up here. Paul's just putting another layer on because we're starting to get a bit chilly. It's getting a bit cold ears. It's so much easier walking this way than the route that we took yesterday. So our legs feel a little bit tired, but still in good shape. Not bad actually. We're all well. And my feet, I've got no blisters. Have you got any blisters, Paul?
No.
All blister free. So that's good news. So our first glimpse of some snow. It's not settled very much, but just little bits and patches of it. We're going up through this beautiful forest path at the moment. There's water on the path again, but it's not too bad. Look, little patches of snow over there as well. You can feel the air temperature is pretty cold now. I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, it feels to me like about 4 degrees, something like that. Never very far from water. Ah, look. Proper snow. Won't be there for too long probably. Temperatures are supposed to rise a little bit. Back in the trees again. So I think the bit that we have to go through is in between. See this little tree, this fir tree here, this pine tree. Just kind of on the left of that, that's the pass where we go over. So we're pretty much at the top of where we're going to be. We are about, I think we're about 1 kilometre high. Does your watch say, Paul?
Yeah,
so we're like mountain height now. And it's probably in the mountain, but it's good weather. It's a bit breezy, but it's fine. But we've decided that what we're going to do is get over, down into a bit more sheltered place before we have lunch, rather than try to do it up high, because it is quite cold up here. My feet and hands are freezing. Right, ready to go? Push on. Cool. Looks like the clouds come down. Hopefully it'll go away. It keeps changing every 5 minutes. Then we have the sun and then the cloud comes around and then it goes. We're very nearly at the pass where we have to go through now. We're walking through this snowy path. It's properly deep snow. Luckily we've got other people's footsteps to follow, which is a bit helpful. So we've reached the, well, sort of halfway point. This is the highest point that we're going to reach today, and about 2.5 hours each way. So it's about an hour to the snow cave. You can see a post over there that we've got to find. We're all a bit in the clouds still at the moment. There's 2 guys up there that we were chatting to. They're doing all the peaks over 1,000 meters on the island. So they want to do this one today. Right, let's go down that bit over there and find a nice shelter spot for something to, like a cup of tea or something. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Lovely. So we're on our way now to, we've marked it as our lunch spot, one called Galileo, which is a big snow pit. And so I'll show you in a minute what that one looks like. Probably be a minute to you, it's about 40 minutes for us. And then we're going to cook ourselves a nice meal, hot meal, and hopefully get some warm toes again. So we're all set for lunch. We're sort of hiding out in the, what is this? I suppose it was a house for the people that were tending to the snow, the Casa de Nieve, the snow house, the snow pit. But it's the most sheltered place we can find. Let me just show you around. Like a little building without a roof. Some olive peel people the best. Looks like lots of people have been having snacks in here. It's quite protected from the wind. It's still really cold, and we're still kind of in the cloud actually, but it's better that we eat something now, because the way down is just like a little track and you keep going and keep going, and there's not many places at the side where you can stop easily, and we're getting very hungry and we're running out of energy a bit, so it's better that we fuel up now, get something inside us. Ah, look, there's another Casa de Nieve, or like a snow pit thing. Looks like we've got a bit of a change of path now. Off the steep bit. It's warmed up a hell of a lot down here now, which is great. Have to go that way, I think. That's cool. Nice, eh?
Yeah, beautiful. Much warmer now.
Much warmer. Had to take a layer off halfway down, which is good. Getting a bit toasty now. I've got really cold hands and feet walking through the snow. It's probably about 2 degrees up there, and down here it's supposed to be 10 or 12 degrees, which is obviously quite a big difference. There we go. Lluc, Refugio de Sant Amer. So we've come down quite a long way. I think it's probably about half an hour away. Getting very tired now. I've got aching legs, aching arms from using the poles, although they're good for your legs of course, but I think you come to a stage where your mind is just tired, and then you feel like your body kind of shuts down a bit because it knows it's nearly finished. But anyway, we're looking forward to getting there, getting clean, getting the copious amounts of mud off our trousers. Look at those trousers. So muddy. Crazy. Yours aren't much better, are they?
Worse, I think.
Yeah, I think they might be, yeah. These are the trousers we're supposed to be wearing on the flight tomorrow, so we're going to have to like try and rinse the mud off a little bit before we go. Get some of the odours out. Anyway, carry on walking. So we're just coming into the back of Lluc Monastery. Just started raining again. Oh, down these stairs. Yeah, and I think this is, it comes into like the main car park area at the back. If we read this on them, it's 23 minutes away. And we're basically here. So this is the Lluc Monastery, Santuario de Lluc. That's where we're going to stay tonight and have dinner. And this is where the trip ends for us. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.